Hey everybody, Brent here with Live Free and Tool On, and today we are going to be doing a 4-year review of the installation video that I made for this Pelpro PP120, and since then the video has gotten a lot of activity. I have over 130,000 views on that video, so I think it's important for me to give you an update of what is going on with this Pelpro PP130 that I bought from Tractor Supply. Now, a couple things have happened that I'm not happy with, and then a lot of things have happened that I'm actually really happy with. Now, a couple things about this. The reliability, I think, is really important for everyone to understand, and for this I have had reliability issues. Now, the first issue that I had, and I made a video on it, is that the handle actually broke. It was not engineered to withstand, I think, the torque or rigor that would be on the handle. So I created my own fix for that, and I tapped and died and put a bigger bolt in. I posted a video that has many of thousands of views because that is a frequent problem that happens with this. But my fix, it lasts. What do you know? Put a bigger bolt in it, right? Another thing that we have had issues with is there is a switch right here, and that switch really created a lot of problems for me. And the big problem was it created inconsistency with feeding of the pellets into the firebox. So I actually had to take it out and had to jump it out, and it's become more consistent. Now, another thing I was going to make a video on, I did not make a video on it, and the reason why is because honestly I just didn't want to talk bad about the pellet stove, but the igniter has went bad on this not once, twice, or actually maybe even 3 times, and I don't know why. Now, another thing about this is it'll just not start sometimes, and it'll just go into alarm, and there is no actual reason why that occurs, and I can't figure out why. Now, I know that I am pulling negative pressure, so the pressure switches are working. I know that I'm actually creating enough heat. I know that it's clean, but sometimes it just doesn't circulate. I don't have clogs. Not really sure what's going on there, but it happened today. My wife said, hey, it just didn't come on. We had to reset it, and then it worked fine. Now, those are the issues that I have had with this, but we've had a lot of good with it too. After we replaced everything, did the repairs, it's pretty darn reliable. And I like reliability. Reliability is great. However, I do think with reliability, there are certain things that makes it reliable and then really reliable. I know some of the German pellet stoves, they pride themselves on having really good steel. This steel, I'm getting a lot of rusting in the firebox area. I think more than I really should. And as you can see in this video, we're looking at the inside of the firebox. I try to close everything off, but I'm still getting a lot of rust. And I scrape it down, and I don't actually paint it because I know I'm going to burn the paint off. It's extremely hot. And by me saying it's extremely hot, I'm just going to show you right here. And what I'd like to do is just go ahead and show you all what this is actually doing whenever you're firing, and what temperatures should you expect. So right now, the highest point that I'm seeing, oh, okay, hold on. There we go. You're looking at roughly, I'm seeing 457 degrees on the glass. If I look around the side, so right here, right around 365 degrees. The hot mark is right around 425 degrees. So, you know, it's doing pretty good. If I step back, let's just take a look at it, the whole thing. You can see where the hot spot is. 412, and we're seeing some minimums there too. Now, the air that's actually coming out right here, I don't know if we can really pinpoint that or not. That's going to be super difficult. I can't really pinpoint that right now because it's showing me 170 degrees in here, which, you know what, hey, that's fine. And it's okay to have that, but it is 100 and it's well over 100 degrees coming out. It's probably right around 140 degrees coming out. Now, I believe that this is rated for 2,200 square feet. Now, 2,200 square feet, I'm not sure how the manufacturer is actually calculating that. And I would love to see that because me being a person, really an HVAC guy, you need to produce a certain amount of BTUs, which is a British thermal unit, which means you need to move a certain amount of air. Now, the air only moves a certain amount, so it goes up to a certain speed depending on the firing rate of this that I can find. Now, I did have issues with the fan here too, because this does not have an air filter. And when it doesn't have an air filter, that means you're going to build up a lot of dust and debris on top of the impeller for the fan, so your squirrel cage, let's just call it that, and then your little vanes going into the squirrel cage of the fan, you're going to reduce your airflow. When you reduce your airflow, that means this right here is going to overheat, and then you could potentially warp metal. You could do a lot of different things like that. It's not a good thing. Now, I am taking air from the outside for combustion air, which is really good. I'm not recycling the air from the inside for combustion air into the chamber. But I will say I have to clean it every single day, and it's not a little cleaning. So I have a vacuum, we let it cool down, we clean it out, and if we do not clean it religiously, this will fail. Now, as you can see, at 425 to 470 degrees at the at the window, I can touch the top of this, and frankly, it's just fine. Everything about it's just fine. Does it work? Absolutely, it does work. Has it heated my house the way I thought it would? No, it really doesn't, unfortunately, but I am comparing this to some of the other top tier brands of pellet stoves that some of my other family has. But all in all, I'm not sure how long it's going to last without me doing some serious work in the firebox because it is rusting. But for now, it works just fine. I have to take it apart to clean it, clean the fan, take everything out because there is no filter. You got to take this out, you got to scrub the vent, you got to blow it out. That's all the typical stuff that you have to do every single year in order to make sure that it runs just fine. But that's my review. Do I think it's worth it? Yeah, I think it's worth it. It's not that expensive, and you're able to heat your house the best that you possibly can. And if your house is tall and you have this in the bottom, hey, it's going to work great. Your heat will migrate up, especially with a stairwell. And that's going to heat your second floor, your third floor, wherever you have this, just on an elevated floor. I hope that this helped, right? I hope that you found this insightful because these pellet stoves that you get from Tractor Supply, they're made in mass amounts. They're sold at these huge resale stores, and they're very attractive because they're local, and they could even be an impulse buy if you don't want to order it or go to a specialty stove store. So you got to know what you're getting yourself into. And Pelpro, they locked down Tractor Supply, and Tractor Supply selling a ton of them. And I fell into that, and I'm not going to say it's a trap. I bought it and I use it, and it's great. It's no problem. Do I think there's better ones? Absolutely. Do I regret buying it? No, I don't. But I'm going to be honest, forthright, and truthful with you so you can make the informed decision that you need to make. My name is Brent. This has been Live Free and Tool On. I hope that this update from 4 years, gives you some type of insight to make a educated decision that you think about making. I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Take care.